and welcome to the Kindred Essence Tarot. And these are the February predictions. So we've got three piles. We've got the red flashlight, we've got the green flashlight, which is pile number 2, and we've got the purple flashlight, which is pile number 3. So take a look at these three piles, make a selection, and we'll move on to pile number 1, the red flashlight. Alright, so hello to pile number 1, the red flashlight group, and this is your February reading. So we've got the Four of Cups. Oh, interesting. The Eight of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles in reverse, the Knight of Cups in reverse, and the Emperor. So this is an interesting array of cards. So let me first make sure that those cards are in the spread. Alright, so the first thing I'm drawn to is the Four of Cups and the Eight of Cups. So my sense is you're not feeling, or you haven't felt, this could have been in the past, you have not been feeling contented about various aspects in your life. And there's a sense too, with the Eight of Cups, you really want to search and find what it is that you need within yourself to feel whole and contented and just in the flow with all of creation. That's what I heard. There's a hole inside of yourself that you are in the midst of, or you are filling. And there's a sense that I see this card visually. It's like you're up leveling emotionally to a very much higher level. And in a sense, it's a very an exciting time for you, because it can be scary on some sense, because you are up leveling, but it's also a very exciting time for you as well. And you're going towards the direction with the Nine of Pentacles of having a sense of contentment, a sense of, well, it's much more than physical wealth. It's a sense of emotional wealth. As you see her here, she's very content. She has everything that she wants. And there's a sense of that you're going, like I hear this is a very exciting time for you, because you feel like you're finally breaking through for all the barriers. I hear you're basically up leveling and breaking through the emotional barriers. It's like you feel like you've been at this lull for such a long time and you just really want to break through. And I see the month of February is, I hear the word excitement. This is the time you will finally be breaking through to and with the Four of Cups, this card can sometimes signify boredom, but it's also a card of he doesn't want what's normally, like you see the cup is being offered to him right here, and he doesn't want what's usual in life, and that is perfectly valid. That is healthy even, like to want something else, to want, and you see him, the Four of Cups and the Eight of Cups. The Four of Cups are very much about emotion seeking. And I see that he is up leveling and you're searching, you're moving away from what is familiar, what you, emotionally or even physically. But the emotions and the physical, they're very much interwoven. So it's like you're walking away from this. And I see that instead of, because the Eight of Cups can be sometimes people can get, when they go on the Eight of Cups journey, they can sometimes get stuck and not quite move on to the next level. But I see here that that's not going to happen with you. For you, I'm going to keep my cat out of the frame so she doesn't block it. I see you moving up to the next level and leaving behind, you could be leaving behind old friendships. I see that now there could be, you may be, and I'm drawn to the Knight of Cups. It's a little bit scary for you because you feel very much in a state of emotional, there's a fear mixed with excitement because you're kind of in a state of emotional flux and equilibrium. Like you see, you've got the Two of Pentacles next to the Knight of Cups. And it's like, you're like, okay, like I'm moving forward to this next level, but I'm kind of like, I've got these, where am I going to find this equilibrium? With the Two of Pentacles reversed, it's like he's like, okay, where am I going to find my equilibrium. Where am I going to settle with this? What level am I going to settle with? Who's going to be there? Who is who's going to be there? And I hear for some watching this, you will be running into a person who very much embodies. I just immediately got a person for this card. The Emperor, somebody who very much, like for some of you, it could either be a friend or a partner, a romantic partner, which very much embodies um, the very strong and structured energy. But I also see from this card, like the rendition of this card, like they all, like I mix. What I do is I mix two tarot decks, right? I like to do that because they've got slightly different, energies and intonations to each tarot deck. Somebody I see who's a very strong and spiritual energy, and this could be either a romantic partner that you're running into, or if you're already attached, it could be a friend. It could also, for some, I see an energy like you're becoming this person yourself. In some cases, like this, I see you becoming this strong, structured, spiritual energy. That's what I see for you, or you're running into somebody with a strong, structured, spiritual energy, a more exciting and grounded partner than you've ever had before, like somebody who's truly like, and I hear somebody you can't really pull anything with. Like this is somebody who's very strong, but also morally upright. Somebody who's but I see it as this person you're running into or embodying this energy. It's very much a very different, exciting energy than you've ever had before. So it's I see a sense of excitement. I also hear the healing power of water, and for some, you could be moving towards an energy of water, either a vacation near water. I heard Hawaii for some, but or Philippines, something where you're very much. You could be going on a trip where you'll very much find the healing power of water, like the Philippines. I heard for some, the Caribbean, more so like just, and you'll kind of connect to something from a past life that's that's like healing energy from a past life that will be the final piece of the puzzle that will be part of you uplifting to this next level. So it's a very exciting time for you. And I got to pull some Egyptian oracle cards. I heard 3 or 4 from the bottom. Sometimes I hear it. Oh, interesting. Interesting. What do I make of these cards? Yeah, sometimes when I'm pulling cards, I'll hear like 9 from the bottom, 3 from the top, something like that, and then that's how I kind of pick cards on occasion. Like I'll just do whatever I'm drawn to. But interesting. And then I got the Gift and the Merchant. So that's interesting. So some of you may be getting a gift, possibly on this vacation I heard of. Like you see, you've got the Merchant here, or yeah, you could be getting a gift, and I heard it's anything from something small, like to a very like something small, but it very emotionally, you know, what's the word? Connecting, right? Like you'll be getting a gift that's very emotionally connecting to you, like on an emotional level that will activate something within you. This could be on the vacation. This could be, or just here, like just someone will give you something. Could be the merchant, but it's something. But it could also be something like a large. Like I heard for some, you might be getting a large, like somebody, maybe a family member, someone, maybe even winnings, who knows, right? But like some sort of gift. So anything from small, I hear, to something larger. So, but it's like something that's either emotionally fulfilling or something that's very, that pulls on the heartstrings, or something that's very helpful monetarily. That's what I heard. And I heard in some cases, the merchant could be something. It could be connected to the emperor. Like he's very, this person you're meeting, or the energy that he's very much about business, and like just creating very integrous. Like he's very integrous with what he may be, a merchant in some cases who sells something, but he's kind of obsessive about it in a way. And yeah, so he may give you the gift, or it could be a friend, or it could be something so random, but it will pull on your heartstrings. I heard, in a good way. And then I heard fur from the bottom from my wisdom. Oop, oop, so falling out. Alright, and I heard crystal. So this picture will be significant. Just looking at this picture will be significant to some people, that it will kind of activate something within you. And as you are loved eternally, you are eternally loved and held within the palm of creation. Feel my presence beside you, my dear friend, for I'm always with you. You are always in my heart. So we've got this character right here, which is is kind of, I hear that this picture will help you, some of you, connect to your spiritual centers. Like, I hear that this is a very exciting time for you, but you also feel like you're juggling so much, and you're thinking, will I find my equilibrium? Do I want to find my equilibrium? Yeah, my equilibrium, it's like, because where am I going to fall? Am I going to, um, am I going to, I heard this card too, this is good. Resisting change lead to illness. Accepting change brings about peace. So yeah, I hear as you go through this door, hold the energy of the Christos, or Christ, and as you walk through this door, and that, yeah, you can fully release the energy of resisting change, and embrace the changes in your life. Release what you no longer need, and welcome the seeds of new experience. So I hear that, yeah, you can. And I also hear, go to the Gypsy Tarot Oracle, 7. Okay, reunion too. So I hear that there's a reunion, but this could be from a person in the past. But I hear in more cases it's like a past life reunion for this possible person that you're drawing into your life, this emperor, strong, spiritual type figure. Um, I hear also the person that you're drawing into your life could have three different sides, and you may not know exactly what side they, but it's not a bad thing. It's and I also heard, I got the card, this will mean something to a couple of people watching, like melancholy, like it's you're leaving that energy of melancholy behind. That's an energy that you really wish to leave in your past. Like melancholy, like a sense of sadness, a sense of pain, a sense of disconnection. And I see that with the 8 of Cups, you will be leaving that sort of sense of hopelessness behind. Like it's a big up level for you in terms of leaving hopelessness behind. And yeah, meeting new persons, reunion. Relieving reunion from your past lives, I hear. Sometimes on occasion, it could be somebody, but I hear, yeah, very much a past life connections will be and then we also hear malady. Interesting. I heard with that like the past life connection that you're going to connect with, it could have ended with some people with a malady, like there's an excitement for meeting this person because it ended very sadly in a past life. Like it was very much a brokenness, they died too soon, you died too soon. It was very painful. So when you meet them, there will be a sense of almost relief because things can be better in this timeline. That's what I hear. Things can be better. Because we have humans have had some very bad timelines and bad past lives where things were very broken and bad. So in this timelines, which in some sense can be better or getting better, we sort of there's a sense of relief when you meet someone in which there was a bad, broken situation, if you will, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's what we got for pile 1. I look forward to your exciting February. This where you're up leveling to new emotional awarenesses, and remember to have faith in yourself as you walk into these new emotional awarenesses. Know that you can do it. Know that you can put one foot in front of the other, and you can have your stability. You can have your stability, but you can also move forward too by taking steps, with there's lack of equilibrium, but then you're going to higher levels of awareness where you reach higher levels of spiritual, happiness, but while also it's somewhat fearful, but in a good way, if that makes sense. All right, so we've got that's all we have for pile number 1. Now it is time to move on to pile number 2, the green flashlight. The green flashlight. All right, which my cat enjoys looking at. So what do we have for pile number 2? Okay, interesting. We've got the 9 of Swords. The 10, oh, interesting. 10 of Wands in reverse. The King of Swords. Interesting. The Lovers. Interesting. The King of Swords twice, and the King of Pentacles. So three kings. That's definitely an interesting spread, because we've got the. Let me make sure these are all in the frame. You can see them. That's interesting. So let's see what I'm drawn to first. So first, I'm drawn to, you've been feeling a lot of worry and just a sense of, this worry card is, in a sense, it's one of my least favorite cards, because I'm kind of familiar with the energy. It's like, sleepless nights, worry, concern, just will things ever get better, and just worry, 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 depression, just a bad feeling card. But then I see we're moving into the energy of the Ten of Wands in reverse. So that is a very good card, especially side together, because you're moving into that energy, right, going forward, and it's temporally into time. And for Ten of Wands in reverse, it means you're releasing an energy, right? Because this upright, it's kind of having a burden. You're holding the burden. It's a heavy burden. But we've got the Nine of Swords moving into this energy. So that means that you're releasing your mental burden. Like, this burden is going to be released from you. And I say fully and completely. And I hear, for some people, the King of Swords energy can mean you're releasing the energy because you're brutally cutting out in your life. You're being strong within yourself. Like, if you look at this character, the King of Swords, you're being strong within yourself. And you're being very clear about what mental attitudes, like, he's the king of the sort of the mental realm, right? And he's very strong and clear about cutting out what he no longer wants, right? So he's like, well, you know what? I'm going to cut out people, I hear in some cases, people that are toxic, like mean spirited, narcissistic, putting you down, like draining on your parade, I hear. That's one of the things that he wants to cut out. I hear he wants to cut out about 7 things for this pile, like mean people, narcissistic people, obligations that you have been guilted into have. Um, I see the sense of there being sort of wispy connections to, like, sort of negative and like addictive energies, like you're cutting out as well too, that drain your energy, like a lot of energetic level stuff happening that just sucks your energy on the energetic level. I also heard a mean mother-in-law type thing, like you're setting boundaries with a mean mother-in-law, a so maybe even the just invasive, gossipy people, even neighbors, but gossipy friends that aren't don't have your best interest at heart. I hear like clearing out, even in some cases, like imbalanced addictions. Like, I heard in some cases, an excess of pot addictions. Not for everybody, but I just hear there's a whole bunch of stuff. This is a collective reading, but it's like, cutting out addictions, cutting out, like, hearing, like, I heard angry. I heard this image of people who throw tantrums around you. Like, I heard, like, tantrums, tantrum-related people, even people who like to throw stuff. Wow, I'm getting some strange imagery. Like, yeah, people who throw stuff at you. Might be words. It might be, like, words, right? And it's like you're going through this process. Yeah, getting some strange imagery and, like, like just feeling people who put their burdens on you and don't give anything back. That's what I heard as well too. And then we've got the King of Swords. So it's very significant that we've got the King of Swords surrounded by the Lovers. Interesting. So I see. Okay, we've got the energy moving into this energy. It's like he's looking back. He's looking back at this. Okay, he's doing this, like, it's like they're both helping each other out. Like, he's doing the work for you, or you're doing the work. your spirit team or your inner, that strong part of yourself is doing that work. And it feels that when you do that, when you release these burdens, I feel like we got the lover card in between. And it's like I almost see the King of Swords coming to life, they're working in tandem, right? And then the lovers, you've got the King of Swords character over here. It's like to parts of yourself I hear that have been broken are coming back together. Like that I hear that disparate parts of yourself, which are sort of um, that are broken, but I hear in some cases by other people, by their mean behavior, their their burdening behavior on you, their BS, for lack of a word. They're like, as you know, if you decide enough, I'm not putting up with this crapola anymore. It's like these disparate parts come together. They come together, and you feel whole again, like the lovers. Whole. And that could mean that this bringing together of these parts could mean that you're bringing a new love into your life. But I hear if that is the case, it is a result of this wholeness that you're putting within yourself. And then I hear if you are bringing new love into your life, it's basically I hear don't describe what kind of person they'll bring into their life because they're capable of creating that themselves and going fully into their power, and the person that they will attract will be a person that's as a result of this new bringing together of this fractures. I hear these two King of Swords as a release of these burdens. You're bringing these fractured parts, and I hear that the only thing I should say is the person that you create, don't really even. Ooh, my hand, but yeah, that don't even tell them what that would be because they know within themselves because their energy field will match up for the perfect partner, which will be an exact match to their new or non-fractured whole self. So that's what I heard. I heard that just don't say anything about the particular partner, but just allow it to be a reflection of their newfound strength and wholeness. So that's what I heard. And then the King of Pentacles of reverse. Interesting. It's an interesting energy because the King of Pentacles is very much the king of the pentacle realm, which is the king of health, but he's commonly known as like the pentacle is manifestation, creating what you want in your life. And what I heard for this, I heard something interesting, like that you're very concerned about becoming whole and clear of these energies. And I hear that because of that, you're not so concerned, or you won't be so concerned about abundance. Like you'll still be concerned about it, but it's a sense of this being on the side is like, you know what? I'm going to not throw that side out because it's still important, but trust that because of this, I'm feeling like, oh, I'm not really even going to think about it that much for this month because I'm laying the bedrock so much that I just trust that abundance will be in my life, financial and otherwise. Like it's like that's what I hear from this King of Pentacles reverse. It's just like I don't even need to think about it because it's so self-evident. Like why wouldn't I have abundance? Like it's just so like natural creating abundance, and it's a sense of, well, I don't even need to really even think about it anymore because once I heal my inner self and my pieces of my puzzle are all together, it's just I sense that I'm so connected to the earth realm, to the manifestation realm, to the money realm, to the just physical health and healing realm, that I just assume that energy will create manifestation, and the monetary realm, the lover realm, the every realm, the just the every realm. So it's just assumed. I heard that's the energy that you're creating in your life. I heard 3 from the top and 3 from the bottom. So let's see what cards say. Reflect on your truth. 3 from the top and 3 from the bottom. Live from your spirit. Interesting. So reflect on your truth, live from your spirit. So I heard that perhaps you need to my sense is that in some cases you might have some anger towards some people, and yes, it's, and I heard also it's more than justified. I heard, but it's like I heard feel your feelings, most definitely feel your feelings, because that's part of it. Feeling our feelings are part of, releasing this, this emotional turmoil right here. Part of that, and then this 10 of Wands in reverse, releasing it. That's the burden reversed, released. So I heard, but then I hear that I see you finding your spiritual center and living from your spirit, because you see, and I sense that you may feel like this guy with the blindfold. He's walking on the tightrope, and he's like, where is it going to take me? Where is it going to take me? But I heard, reflect on your truth. And it's interesting because the King of Swords, he's very clear about his truth. He's very, some might say he's a little bit unbending. He's very clear. He's very just. He's very clear about, the truth, and he's very clear about what he will and will not accept. So, like, basically, to embody, I hear you embodying the King of Swords energy, and just finding that sense of clarity, confidence, and emotional strength of knowing what and will not tolerate, what energies from outside of your life, what is manifested outside of your life, what though you can, taking his sword and cutting that energy out, but also going within yourself. And I hear cutting cords in some cases, cutting the energies, and then also figuring out, because when you cut out the cords, figuring out, well, why are they there in the first place, too? So I see you doing this mental, emotional, deep dive exploration, and he's looking at him, and they're both working in tandem, right? Trying to create peace and cohesion and all the puzzle pieces coming together. He's helping you reflect on your truth and move forward and creating love if that's appropriate. But I hear, don't say anything about the particular partner. That's not important. The most important thing is that they're whole in themselves, and from this energy, from this new sense of confidence, from this newfound strength of the King of Swords, and then that will just naturally come about from that energy. And whatever that is absolutely perfect because it's from that new energy. And the money realm with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, it's just not even thought of. It's just manifest, but in a way that's just so thoughtless and easy. All right, let's see now. Let's see if the Gypsy Oracle deck one. I heard 3 from the top, so let's see what do we have. I heard joyfulness too. So I hear that, yeah, having joyfulness is important. And because sometimes King of Swords character can be a little bit serious. He can be just, but he can be serious. So I hear joyfulness, and I heard towards the end of the month, as this inner work solidifies, you'll feel the sense of joy. Not that you can't feel it now, but it will just, as you finally clean out this debris, release the burden, release all that energy, then you will finally find your true sense of joy. Your true sense of joy. Let's hear it. I heard 7 from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see. Enemy. Interesting. That's an interesting card. Enemy. So I hear for some of you, you have perhaps some. I wouldn't really say the word. Sorry, I was coughing. Like enemy per se, but it's sort of like, yeah. In some cases, it could be an enemy, right? It's like. So I just need to get a drink of water. It's basically like, yeah, it could be a little enemy. I can also hear that the enemy outside is sometimes a reflection of something that's going on within yourself. Like, for example, when we have low self-esteem, when we have, emotional unhealed pain that we need to cut out from our life. Sometimes, narcissists, abusers, crappy people, so, to lack of a better term, and enter our life and take root and really F with us, for lack of a better word, right? So I hear that, going through that deep exploration will help you, like, not have so many enemies, I hear, by just doing this deep release of your burdens, the release of these cords, the release of these, 10 of Wands burdens will help you have like, less enemies showing up outside, and just less of that sort of constant fear-bound energy. I hear that there's a big up level for you in terms of that, like just yeah, creating better, safer people in your life. And let's see, four from a little shuffle, four from the top. Let's see the Gypsy Oracle. Child, interesting. So I hear for some that could be actually birthing a child, or but that's only I hear that's only for a very small percentage. And I hear for the people that's not for, which is only for a small percentage. It's like I hear for that is going back to the innocence of a child. That's part of the joyfulness. Is like finding out, because I sense this is what I heard. I heard that like since birth, like there's been lots of people through maybe verbal abuse, just crappy experiences who've I heard from very early on. For some of you in this pile, they've just written horrible things on your slate, and it's just become part of you. It's just basically become part of your self-image has been very like ravished. Your sense of energy has been ravished from birth. Like has been like messed up from your sense of self. Your sense of self-confidence has been messed up since birth. So I hear that go back to the innocence of a child. That sense of that's who you truly are. And even I hear just even before this life, if you want to kind of go before you were sort of in between lives, if you will, and just kind of find that spiritual self that was lost, that you can get it between lives, and that is kind of service. Interesting. So that kind of popped out. Interesting. So service, and I hear for that like that you may want to treat yourself to your favorite restaurant you haven't been to for a while. That's a very strange thing, but the pot was kind of a random message. But yeah, for some, going to a restaurant you haven't been to for a while, that will kind of give you a sense of grounding to go to that restaurant. Like maybe the owners, maybe it's like something like that, like, and then you'll feel a sense of energy going back almost. 'Cause it's the whole goal is to get back to this healed, whole energy. And let's see what else. Sigh. So, and I get with that is that it's sort of like I heard from that is like that's what you feel about certain people in your life, like sigh, like that, like you're kind of over it. You know what I mean? That's what I got from that sigh. So, and I got maybe one more card, and then we'll get. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, and this is the last card I got. Okay. The root cause of all disease is a negative attitude about taking care of yourself. How do you define taking care of yourself? Create a new self-care practice today. Observe your comfort level when it comes to being good to yourself. Discomfort is a wise teacher. So what I'm hearing from that is when you feel discomfort, and it's not necessarily bad, but you need to see that why that is to release the burden to come back to a healed and whole state. And yeah, that's all we get for pile number 2. Also, reflect on this green healing energy. I get that that's a good thing to do. Green is a very nice healing energy to reflect on for this month as well. All right, so that's all we have for pile number 2. I hope you have a really great February. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye. And now it's time for pile number 3, the purple pile. So what do we have for the purple pile? We've got the purple pile for the February reading. So let's see what energies and up-levelment we can see for the month of February. 7 of Swords. Let's see, 6 of Pentacles. Oh, interesting, because they're kind of interesting cards to get together. We've got the 10 of Pentacles. Interesting. We've got the Moon. We've got the 2 of Pentacles. And we've got the Tower in reverse. Interesting. Interesting. I got that this sort of should be here in this spread, so I'm going to put it quite like that. But, yeah, so let's see. For first make sure it's in the frame. Make sure it's perfectly in the frame. Okay. Now, the first card we have is the 7 of Swords. And that is typically, it's like the thief card. It's like you may feel that something is stealing away your life force energy. In some cases, it may be a literal thieving, but yeah, in the traditional Rider Waite, you can see it more like there's a thief sneaking away from a camp, right? But here, you can see in this card it's somebody making some sort of sound or noise, and then the swords are shooting off in the clouds. So they're taking something away, and this person's kind of playing their harp here. They may or may not be aware, but my sense is that you are aware of this. You're aware about this thieving energy, and it could be a person. It could be, I see it almost a dark emotional cloud is stealing your mental well-being. It could be connected to a person, could be connected to a relationship. But my sense is that you want this gone, and you want to feel a sense of. You got the Six of Pentacles, and this is what I call like the giving card, and it's like it's having an equal flow of equilibrium of giving and taking and what have you. So it's kind of to come next after the Seven of Swords. It's interesting because the taking, thieving card, something thieving from you, and then the balanced giving, which is upright or reverse. It's interesting. So you may feel in your life something is very imbalanced in terms of giving and receiving. Just something, I hear the words out of balance. Something is out of balance, and you want to fix that out of balanceness, right? You want to fix. And I hear that in February, this out of balanceness will be fixed, and you will feel the sense of wholeness, completion, and balance again. Like the Ten of Pentacles is the sort of the end of the line. Like everything, as you can see here in this card, everything is, they're connected, there's a sense of flow and actually a balance to this imbalance. So I hear in February you're gonna have a balance to this, and I hear that in some cases it's like this imbalance, this thieving energy appears to be outside, but it's sort of like embedded itself into your energy field as well too. It's like the way I heard is this has sometimes happened before. Like you've had sort of a thieving energy in your life, and people who just want to thieve from you emotionally, physically, and on some level, or something wants to steal. Feels like something wants to steal your energy and take more than it gives back. So I feel in some cases this very much brings up trust issues because the moon, it's always like you're not quite, things aren't quite as they seem. Like you really want to, I hear for some you want to feel a sense of knowing what's really going on in the situation for some, and you want this energy. For some I hear you really want this energy to leave. You want, and I hear some say, I don't care how this energy leaves my life. I want it to go. It's like, that's literally like at the tower. It has to go. This energy has to go. And you're like, I'm not afraid of the tower in reverse. It's just like, however this goes, it goes. And that is a good thing. You hear, I really want this to go. But I hear that to make sure that this situation doesn't ever reoccur in your life, that a sort of a inward journey is called for. The moon can also be about an inward journey, so you can see him look at the moon. It can often mean a deep dive into your subconscious. Not that at all that the situation or that people stealing from you is your fault, because it's not. But it's just like, to ask yourself, oh, is this some sort of a childhood pattern that's gone over and over? Like I hear 8 or 9 times. It's just gone on 8 or 9 times, and it's just like, why does this pattern keep on creating? Because I hear that, like, for the Four of Pentacles, it kind of makes you defensive, and I hear you say, like, oh, the faster this energy is removed from my life, the better, because it makes you feel defensive, and you don't necessarily want to feel defensive, but you do feel defensive. So I hear that something will be balancing out in February, and you will create more balanced relationships in your life. You'll be able to see people more clearly with the moon, and it's like you will feel some anger at some points, but you will have the courage to release this energy, and it will be of great comfort to you to finally release this energy. I heard, and I heard the Star, so that's a good card, the Star. Heard 3 from the bottom, so I grabbed that card. And it's like, I hear the Star is a very healing energy, and I hear that some of you can't see it right now, but things can definitely get better. And the star is very much a card. The star actually follows the tower. The star actually follows the tower. And it's like when you access the star card, I almost feel it's like the energy of this purple flashing, this energy. It's like you feel fully connected. There's a lot of things I like about the star. It's like you feel fully connected to the universe. You feel fully connected to a healing, loving sense of energy. And my sense is you feel so. Some of you may feel a little bit disconnected from the energy, and I hear some of you may feel a lot disconnected from this energy. And it's like you want to connect to this energy again, this star energy, the sense of being, because the star portends hope. It is following the tower after the destruction. It's like things will get better. It's one of the most hopeful cards, the star, and it's like you look at it. I hear some of you looking at, oh, will I ever get to that star? Will I ever get to it? And I hear, yes, you can. Yes, it's like, because you may feel sort of a bitterness about this energy that's in your life. Like, oh, I don't like people, I hear in some cases. Like, you may have feel like the sense of like, ugh, people repulse me and I don't like them. And what have you, right? For some of you feel that way. You may have had some in January, like the last 4 months, you've had a very negative experience with perhaps a person where it just spiked, like it just got really bad. I see this spike happening in the last 4 months, and just this spike, and it just was like, you're like, when will this ever end? When will this person, this interaction with this person end? And it's like I hear with the star, it can. You're going to see the star and access that healing energy. I hear there may be some upheaval with that, but my sense is that it's just like you're like, oh, I don't care at this point. I just want this energy released, and you will switch out of this energy and go to the star energy, which is like just a healing energy. And I heard in some cases you will feel like the star of your own life, because the energy of the star can be sometimes someone's being a star. You will feel again like the star of your own life, like you have control of your own life, that people can't just invade your emotional well-being. Like you can connect to the universe. You don't need to have these people, invade your energetic and emotional space. You can have that. Um, you can have it all. And I hear this is important. Constancy, the card, and I heard 7 from the bottom, so we'll see what card that is. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So, priest. Interesting. Constancy and priest. And I heard from that, like, in some cases, you were a priest in a past life, some of you, and like, or a spiritual being, and I heard you put up with a lot in some past life, and it's like there's a sense of a repeat of putting up with a lot of, or some sort of person who was like, that's what I get from that card. You were constantly putting up with like people's burdens, I heard, and it's like a repeat where you feel like you're putting up with people's burdens again. And I hear that energy is to be released, and you're going to find this healing star energy. I want to ask for some more. Ooh, cards got a little bit. We'll grab that card that shot out. So we've got the Hanged Man. So my sense is that a lot of you feeling that your life has been sort of hanged for a while. Like it's like you feel like you're in a state of flux, and that's what's frustrating. Maybe you feel because of this person or this people that you're like in this state of flux, and you just feel this annoyance at being powerless to them. But I hear that you'll be snapping out of that state as well. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I heard 10 is important. And temperance. Also like a healing energy I heard. And we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Like I hear there's like a healing, which goes with the star too, because they're both very healing cards. And because of that healing cards, you'll be moving into this new reality where you feel with the Queen of Pentacles, you'll feel grounded. You feel, I can finally sit down and sort of solidify my life. I can feel that I can be grounded. I can feel that I can be like I heard in control of my reality again. That's what I heard. Like you really want to feel the sense of being grounded. And I hear that from by sort of like connecting to that spiritual energy, something will happen where you'll connect the intuitive spiritual energy of the stars and the universe, which you know exist, to the physical realm. So there'll be like this connection of both the physical realm and the spiritual, because we've got the temperance in between here. So it's like, one cup temperance can be connecting these two energies. So we've got the physical realm being grounded, getting what you want, and then the star, which is like, the healing energy. So bringing it together, bringing all these energies together, and then creating this healing energy that will make you feel more grounded, but also spiritually connected. And I also heard the card, accept what is dying. So for this person in the last 3 or 4 months, where the sort of the issue, really, I hear this spike. I hear in some cases, not all, but in some cases, you may need to accept that this is just, this is just like not um, not working in some cases. So it's like the sense of accepting that this chaos that this person perhaps brought, it's not worth it in some cases. So it's like, I see you finally connecting to the spiritual energy, grounding it to the physical energy, accepting when is dying, and then moving to a next up levelment. And I heard too that you'll have the first up levelment in February, but it will finally it'll culminate in something in March, like something wonderful will culminate in a higher level, like it will be kind of the groundwork, and it will feel healing and temperate in this month, but it will finally even go to a higher level in March. That's what I heard. So I hope that you enjoyed that reading. Hope that you have a terrific February, and that, yeah, I hope you have a good day as well. Bye bye.